Well, hi, my beautiful friends. I'm so excited that you're here to learn all about achieving the perfect brow. Tonight, we will have a fun time comparing two different brow styles using our Mary Kay tools, and you'll get to decide which look you love the best, right? So, what we're covering on one brow will be the Ultimate Brow Liner and Tint Collection. This will be on my left, this one over here. And I'll be using a brow brushing technique. I'll be using brow mapping and the precision brow liner, filling in with brow tint and styling with brow gel. Now on the other eye, this eye, the right eye, we're going to be using the Mary Kay Brow Kit with the pomade, the brow powder, and the highlighter, setting it again with a brow gel. We're also going to chat about brow grooming and techniques like tweezing and waxing and threading and tips to avoid when you are waxing and even brow exfoliation because yep, it's a real thing. So say goodbye to those flaky skin pieces that happen right in our eyebrow here. We think our eyebrows have dandruff when oh no, that's not the case. It also makes our eyebrows look smoother because it holds the product on better. And then we're going to dive into a product menu with a little glam magic and of course a special. So you will also be texted the product menu and a survey, plus an email that recaps and offers a great additional beauty nuggets, of course. So take a second and text your consultant your email, even if you think she has it. Okay, that's just to make sure that we've got the right one. So now let's begin. And I'm going to be taking off my glasses and hoping my eyes will refocus so I can read my screen. But I'm pretty good at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to be using the Mary Kay brow brush just to kind of lift and fluff my eyebrow. Okay, so that's step number one. And this brow brushing, it has the spoolie on one end. So I'm just going to brush my eyebrows up like this to get anything out of it. There we go. And I'm just doing again my left eyebrow right now. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is pick up my brow liner and my eyebrow liner. Right here, I'm going to be using for the mapping process. So let me just do a quick screen share so that you can see how to do eyebrow mapping. And I'm going to pause everything for a second and let me bring my screen share up for my brow mapping. Here we go, right over there. Got it? Yep, there you go. You've got it. You see it right happening there on the screen. And this is our brow mapping. And we're going to map where your brow should start, where it should arch, and where it should end. So this is our whole brow mapping technique. Super simple, but good to know. So where does your brow start? Okay, and I'm gonna just hold my pencil right up to the inside corner of, the outside corner of my nostril, to the inside corner of my eye, right up. That's where my brow should start. And I'm gonna make two little dots right there with my brow pencil. See those? Okay, then the next thing I'm gonna do is where should my arch be? That's gonna be the corner of my nose, right over the high point of my pupil. And it's my arch should be here. And I'm gonna put two brow dots there, one above and below my brow. You can see those. And then where should my brow end? I want, again, the pencil to go from the corner of the nose to the corner of the eye and relaxing my face so I don't have expression lines going on. That's about where my eyebrow pencil should end. That's where the tail should end right there. Super simple to do. Then I want to just go ahead with my brow liner and from the center, I'm going to go out and just make little feathered strokes, but I'm going to need to move my mirror into magnification mode so I can see this better. There we go. And I'm just going to make little feather strokes out to the out to what I call the tail of my eyebrow right there. Little feather strokes, okay, on the top. And then going on that bottom dot, kind of finishing up on the bottom. Relax my brow down a little bit. And then on the inside, I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to start in the inside corner and go out. I don't want to go backwards. I'm going to start from the inside corner where I made those first dots. And I'm just making little thread-like markings. And then I'm going up above and connecting the top dots at the arch to the beginning of the brow and just fill that in a little bit. So I have a nice etched look. So that's step number one right there. And it doesn't look completely filled in yet, doesn't it? It does not, nor does it look super smooth. So now I'm going to be taking my next step, which is going to be applying my brow tint. Okay, so that we've got that going on. I'm going to apply my brow tint. And if there's a little bit too much on the tip of it, I'm just going to go ahead and wipe that off right there. And let me see where I'm at with I'm following my notes online as we go. So we've got our arch done. Now we're going to fill in and define with a brow liner. So I've done that. Start the middle and work out, then gently fill in towards the start. Think fluffy, not blotchy, and finish the eyebrow brush liner at the end to comb it. So let me go ahead and do that little bit of combing right there. Just want to blend it up a little bit. Ta-da, so that, and all I'm doing is smudging it just enough so that you don't notice that there's a lead line there. Then my next step is going to be to put on my brow tint, which is called the brows that wow rather. So I'm using the volumizing brow tint through my eyebrows and upward strokes. And this does add a lot of fullness and kind of sets everything in place. So I can again go ahead and do that same kind of alignment with my brush. Tricky to do with a magnified mirror. I have to go back to regular mirror. And where should my brows start? I can see that. If I need to put a dot, dot, dot there, where should they arch? A dot there. And then where should they end? And I can see that a dot right there. And just in case, now it looks to me like I've got a little bit too much there. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of that tint off. And then I'm going to go ahead and start applying my tint, just making little stroke marks there. Pulling back over to my magnified mirror so I can more easily see my own eyebrow. Just go ahead and apply that in upward little strokes. Just enough tint to give my eyebrows that kind of lifted look to them and bring it right on out. There we go. Okay, now I need to go back one more time with my brush, and I just want to brush and blend everything in so it doesn't have a little bit, so it's not too blotchy there. There, and if it looks like I need to clean it up, that'll be the next step that we're going to be doing. And sometimes you just got to use your finger and remove some of the excess. And it looks like I need a little bit more brow pencil, so I'll go in and fill that in a little bit better. Well, sometimes you don't get it just so it's okay to go back and just color it in a little bit. Work that in a little bit more. So it's a more shaped and tapered, kind of sharp brow. You know, I want to have a nice define on that one. And I might add just a tad more of the tint, just because this really does give the volume to the eyebrow area. But you see how I make those little swooshy marks? I'm not real nuts about those. So I'm going to go back with my brow brush and comb that up a little bit. There we go. Better, 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 better. And then I'm going to put a little bit of brow wax on. And I like using a little bit, not brow wax, brow gel on. And this just sets my eyebrows in place, just like I want to. And also, and I'm using a demo brush on this one. And it just sets my eyebrows in place. Now there's one last thing that I want to do, and I want to clean up the eyebrow skin below. And so I put a dab of my very light concealer. This is the same concealer I would use on my eyelids. So I just put a dab right in here, maybe a couple dabs. And then I am going to be using a Mary Kay Retired cream eyeshadow blending brush, because it's just got the right firmness to do the blending. I'm just going to blend that, and I'm going right underneath the brow line with my concealer, and it just sharpens the line so it looks real sculpted, which is exactly what I want to have happen right there. nice and sculpted. And since this is the color that I use on my eye or on my eye zone already, it's a perfect match in. Just blend that down. So that's under the eye. And let's say I want to do a little bit up above. I could put just the remainder just above my eyebrow to trim that up. So there you go. That's my eyebrow all fancied up and all sculpted up. Okay, how about that? So now I'm going to want to, now let's go ahead and move on to the other side. I'm going to stop the share for a minute and we're going to, and just reviewing what we've done with brushing on the volumizing brow tint through your brows and upward stroke. This adds a lot of fullness and sets everything in place. And then from there, I went ahead and I put on a little bit of my Mary Kay brow gel that with gentle strokes, it just keeps my brows exactly where I want them to be. And the neat thing about the brow gel is that if you've got curly eyebrows, this will help straighten them out and keep them in place. And the brow gel is especially helpful to keep your brow design set when you're in like a humid or a climate or you're sweating, maybe you're doing a workout, you've got your eyebrow makeup on, you just want your eyebrows to stay in place. And then the fifth step was my cleanup and conceal. And I used the Mary Kay Perfecting Concealer. I used color that matches my own skin tone. And I just put a dot of that on and then blend that in place with my brush, as you saw me do that. And it gives a nice, wouldn't you agree, it gives it a nice sharp edge right there. Okay, you can also repeat this above the brow like I did. And any concealer that's left over, if I didn't have eyeshadow on already, I would have put it on my eyelid, but I have a little bit of eyeshadow on, so I'm good. But that would have prepped my eyebrows. Now, let's move on to the right eyebrow. And this is going to be using the Mary Kay Ultimate Brow Kit. So here's the kit right here. Ta-da! And we're going to go ahead and get started with that. And let me see what I've got for some pictures I can show you on that one. Well, let me just stop for a minute. Let me just show you the, well, we're going to just move on. So here is the concealer, by the way, just to do a quick show and tell on the concealer. So if you're like, what's the scoop on the concealer? Here we go on that. Just you can see all the different colors of the concealer. There's light ivory, which I'm wearing. There's deep ivory if your skin has a little bit more of like medium ivory to deep ivory in the foundation shades. Then light beige, light bronze, deep bronze. And then under eye corrector for everybody that's got purpling under their eyes. But we, of course, wouldn't put that in our eyebrow area. Okay, so then from there, the next thing we're going to talk about is this. It's our Mary Kay eyebrow kit. I love the eyebrow kits because they're just so compact. They've got everything in them. So if we're traveling, they are great. But I also like to have my big size spoolie brush with this, of course, because this helps me every step of the way. So I'm going to stop the screen share for a minute and we're just going to walk you through what I'm doing next up here. Okay. So we want, again, we want to map our eyebrows just like we did before, but this time I'm going to be using the Mary Kay. I'm going to be using the spoolie brush. Nope, that's not what I'm using, right? The first thing I'm using is our dual ended brush, and I put some pink tape on the end of the brush so that I can pick up the pomade. So the pomade is like a creamy, dense, powdered eyebrow color, and using my eyeliner brush, because if I've not brushed my eyebrows, let's do that real quick just to get anything out. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to line it up, the corner of the nose, corner of the eye, and that's about where my eyebrow should start. And I'm just going to put a little bit of pomade right there just so I can see the start point on that. Maybe a little bit above and below. Then the arch is going to be the corner of the nose, corner right over the pupil. That's where the eyebrow, getting a little bit more pomade, should go right over. That's where the arch should go on this one. Okay, now I am using blonde eyebrow, the blonde eyebrow kit, whereas the eyebrow color on this side is dark brown. And the reason I choose that is because the base color of my hair now is salt and pepper. And so dark brown to black matches the pepper of my salt and pepper hair. So if you're transitioning from blonde or red hair into your natural hair color, you might want to think about that. Okay, then the last is going to be the tail. So lining up the corner of the, using the corner of the corner of my nose, corner of my eye. And that's about where my eyebrow should end. That's where the tail should be. So just put a little bit of color out there. Okay, now let's go back, use the pomade, and I'm going to load everything up with that brush end, with the pink end. All right, I'm going to have to clean up the other end there real quick because I used the wrong end. Okay, so taking the pomade and I'm just going to put those little dabs of color on right there, stroking it through. I love using this pomade. It is the best. And I could go back and forth, but I just like starting at the beginning and just going right straight forward. Then I'm going to follow it out to the end of the tail and about where my tail should, where the eyebrow tail should end, about right there. Okay, and then I'm going to flip my brush over because the pink side, remember, is for the pomade. Now I'm going to be using the dual end angled brush again. Now I'm going to apply the actual brow color. And this is where the brow color just allows me to fill in a little bit. Isn't that something? Look at how nicely that does that. I like that. The other thing I like about this brush is I feel like I get a little bit more control, especially if I want a little bit more of a tapered eyebrow. I like that feature with using the dual-ended brush very much. Just pick up a little bit more color in here. I want a little bit richer in here. And if I want this just to be a little bit sharper start there, just put a little bit more right there. Okay, bring it down to the end. Looks like it's a little bit long over here. Okay, now the last step is I'm going to be using the spoolie tool, which is this little itty bitty spoolie brush, and I'm just going to brush everything into place. So it looks like it's well blended. And this is the blonde. Okay, last step is going to be using the brow gel and applying just a little bit of brow gel to set everything in place. Oh, I have the highlight step still. Okay, so I'm putting in my brow gel. Then I'm going to go back and there's one more step here called the highlight step. I'm going to go back with that and I'm just going to pat that with my finger. And I put it right on like the brow bone, just on the edge of the brow bone. And all I want to do is just really brighten right under my eyebrows. Here is what it looks like, but it kind of disappears, when you put it on. Doesn't look as bright, but I think it does the trick just great. And if I wanted to, again, I could put a little bit just above, just like I did with the concealer on this side. So this actually has kind of, you think about it, it's got the brightener or the concealer built right into it just for your eyebrows. So what do you think? This side or this side? Let me just put my glasses back on and read the information about this again. Okay, so we've put the brow gel on and we have we've got our eyebrows on each side. Love to find out what you think about the eyebrow on my left side or the eyebrow on my right side, right? So let's move on from here now. I stuck to the side and let's talk about, let's see, what else, other screen shares do we have to show there? Oh, there's the brow gel itself, just so you can see that. Okay. And let's see if there's anything else that we've got to share. Here we go. There's the screen share on the brow gel. Okay, just so you saw that. And in case you didn't get a good picture of that, this is what the set looks like, the brow set, the brow kits, in 3 different shades. Blonde, which I have on this eye over here, my right, which would be your left, dark brunette, and then brunette. So I have on the blonde on this side, and remember on this side, which are all the precision and the brow tint, I have on dark brown. Isn't that something? All right. Let's move on from there. So next thing I want to just talk about is that we all know that brows really frame our face, and they can lift and they can define and they can transform your look. So think about like a painting, and the frame on the painting just really makes it stand out. But that's true for our eyebrows too. Also, I want you to know about brow care. It is just as important as your brow product. So a little bit on eyebrow education. Tweezing is great for precision, but avoid over tweezing. But if that happens, you know what? Your eyebrows will grow back within a couple months. And these are my eyebrow tweezers. These actually came from Mary Kay, but what I love about them is that they have this you can see this real good edge right on the tweezers. So when you get a pair of tweezers, get a pair that have a really good beveled edge. The next is called threading. It's gentle and precise, and it's ideal for sensitive skin, and you would probably need to go to a either where you get your hair done if they do threading there, or to a brow store where they do threading. And then waxing, well, you know what? I don't really recommend waxing. And because it's hard on our delicate brow skin, and if you don't have the exact right temperature of wax, you could literally rip the skin, which could pull out the follicle. The follicle out too deep, and you know what? That would cause permanent brow loss, which we don't want to have happening. The next thing that I like to do with my brows when I am getting my brows tweezed, and because I want to be careful to avoid irritation after, well, I don't do waxing, but if you did do waxing or after threading or tweezing, you may want to use the Mary Kay calming, make the calming. Mary Kay Calm and Restore Facial Milk. I knew I was going to get that name just right. So let me show you what that looks like, just so you've got a picture of that. And you can purchase this separately or with your retinol 0.5. This is also really nice because with this, when I go and get my eyebrows done, this is what I take. And you know what? They just put a little dab of that on my eyebrows after we're all done versus the oily product that they might offer. I'll say, no, thanks. And here's just a little pro tip here, that if you have something that's itchy because you've been outside working in your yard, like maybe you have a little bug bite or whatever, just apply a dot of this and it calms your skin right down. I also use this product. I'm going to stop the screen share there. I also use this product and I put it in a spritzer bottle, and I literally spritz my face with it before I apply my moisturizer, just to give me extra hydration. The last step that I want to make mention is gentle exfoliation of our brows with the same Mary Kay microdermabrasion that we use on our face. And you would do that 1 to 2 times per week to remove any dead skin, and it helps the products apply more smoothly, which is really neat. Then lastly is our famous Mary Kay oil-free eye makeup remover. So let me give you a shot on that one. There we go, our Mary Kay oil-free eye makeup remover. This removes our eyebrow makeup, our eye makeup, even our lip makeup. The oil-free eye makeup removal, the oil-free Mary Kay oil-free eye makeup remover takes the lead across the board. It's the #1 best-selling brand of eye makeup remover in the marketplace. It is safe for sensitive eyes. It's ophthalmologist tested. It's approved for those who wear contact lenses and or glasses, of course. And to use it, what you want to do is you want to first take it and shake it up so that you activate the ingredients. The silicone will nourish your lashes. It will remove the eyelash mites, and it'll even take some time. It'll at the same time, it'll take off both waterproof and water soluble makeup. It also has the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. Now, just consider this thought. What if someone says, well, I just wash my eye makeup off with my cleanser that I wash my face with? You know what? I just want you to know that's kind of like us saying that we use dish detergent to wash our hair. It's just not made for that. And that's why we love our Mary Kay eye products that are made for our delicate eye zone. So I hope that you've enjoyed this brow style side by side. And again, let me know which side you like, my left or my right. You can just put down in comments. I will be sharing our product menu to help you shop and to realize that your brows are your friends and they're sisters, but they're not twins. Brows do make a difference and give that polished look that we are always wanting. How many of you have already gotten excited because now you know how to use your brow products? Raise your hand, yay. I am too. You know, before I started this, I never would have thought of matching my eyebrow hair color to the darkness of my own natural hair. But since I've done that, it's just a whole new dimension on eyebrows, right? I think it's kind of cool. So I'm excited too. And now you probably want to know, well, how does it all come and when can you get it and all that kind of good stuff, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stop my share for a minute. We're just going to go ahead and take a look at the product menu. So bear with me while I bring that form back up. Let's see if we can get to that one. Stop the share on this one. No, let's bring it through. Okay, so now you've got it. This is the product menu. It will be texted to you by your consultant, and that you'll get an email with it, and also which will give you a complete recap of everything we talked about this evening. And we have a couple specials for you tonight, so that you have an opportunity to be entered into our Mary Kay Shop Drop $500 cash drawing. You're like going, what? What's it all about? So check out my screen over here. And this is the same screen that's going to be text to you. Okay. So that, and you would have by now gotten it, or it'll be coming shortly. So the brow closing sheet, the product menu. First, all the shades in the upper left-hand corner of my screen. Let me see if I can bring that big. Yep. All the shades, the precision brow liner and all the shades. Then the volumizing brow tint, then the brow kit, then the oil-free eye makeup remover, the eyeliner, and the clear brow gel. Now below are the two of the great collections. And as I'd mentioned earlier about our brow gel, it's the thing that sets everything in place, and it keeps your brows perfect in all types of weather or even activities. So also look about at the bottom of this sheet, because we have those two special collections that you may want to choose to get your brows wow. First, there on the far side, there is the Ultimate Brow Liner and Tint Collection. And I'm wearing that one on my left brow, as you recall. Okay. And with that includes the eye makeup remover with the which gently and effortlessly removes all the brow products and all the brow products and eye products. So you're not increasing the crepiness or stretching the skin, causing excessive wrinkles that we don't want ever. We also have, it includes the brow pencil and a brow tint in this collection, along with the brow clear gel and the amazing dual-ended spoolie eyebrow brush / liner, the great big one that we used. Okay, now on the other set, we have the Ultimate Brow Kit collection that I have on this side of my face, my right eyebrow, which includes the eye makeup remover, the brow kit with that amazing pomade versus waxes or oils that you'd be getting from other companies that just doesn't stay put, but my brow pomade, it stays put. Okay, and the Ultimate Brow Kit also includes the amazing clear brow gel that sets the products of the brows. And it helps with high humidity or again sweating, as we talked before, along with the awesome eyebrow eyeliner spoolie brush for grooming and mapping. So when you choose either of these two collections down on the bottom, you do get the special of the day, which is going to be half price on the Mary Kay Great Heights Mascara. And it's getting great reviews. I mean, look at the picture down at the bottom there. I mean, this is a gal that, let me see if I can bring this closer to you. Well, no, it doesn't look like it can bring it closer without it distorting things. Sorry about that one. But this will come in the information that's emailed to you with just one application. Look how much bigger her eyebrows are. Isn't that amazing? I know it, right? Okay, so and your consultant, she will follow up with you and help you with your choice for best colors, etc., especially if you have questions. Remember that Mary Kay products, I have 100% satisfaction guarantee, which is always good. And that means that if you get a color that's not your color, it's not right for you, no problem. Just let us know, and your consultant, she will get the right colors to you right away. It's easy peasy. We just swap it out and make things right for you. But before we end the event, I did want to give you the details about our monthly Shop Till You Drop $500 cash drawing, right? Okay, so let me just minimize this for a minute here. Stop the share. And then let me grab onto that other screen if I can. Better said than done, right? Okay. So I can show you the shop drop. Let's just move this screen over here a little bit. See if I can minimize this down a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's go to the next page on this one. There we go. Okay, so here's the shop drop, and I'll bring that back around and do a little screen share with us so you can see that front and center. big and bold. Come on, play with us today. There we go. Let me do a quick screen share on this so you can see what we're talking about. Okay, here we go. There is our shop drop contest, which is great. So this drawing is held once a month, and you'll be glad that you enter this, okay? Because all you really need to do is give your opinion of the products by taking a follow-up call from me if you're my customer, or from your consultant to tell her what you thought of what you learned, what you liked about the Zoom experience. That's one entry. And you want to get a second entry? Book a follow-up facial with her that can be done on Zoom, and she can pop some samples in the mail to you. You can get together with her face to face in the same month, and that's the second entry. The next entry is to get some fun facts about our Mary Kay opportunity and give me your opinion. That's 5 entries. And so if you stay at the end of this for what we call the Mary Kay Afterglow, and we'll take care of that right away. We'll just talk about why we love our Mary Kay business. And I can share with you a little bit of that information right now, but we still need to have that one-on-one time after the Zoom with everybody. Okay, and then the next way that you can earn entries is through have a Mary Kay beauty experience. And that's with 5 or more of your friends, and that can be virtual or it can be in person. That'll gain you 10 entries. That's called host a Mary Kay virtual or in-person party. Or you can host a virtual Mary Kay pop-up party or post party with 20 or more guests, and that will give you 10 entries. So all of those are great ways of getting entries into the contest. So in closing, I hope that you've enjoyed your time with us this evening. Let me just show you a couple last little nuggets of cool stuff that I have here to show you. Move the screen over a little bit so I can move to the next, if I can. Let me get to the arrow on my shop drop here. See if we can move that over just a minute. And maybe not. Okay. So in closing, I hope that you've enjoyed tonight and loved learning about your Mary Kay Great Wow Brow products. And remember, as I mentioned at the beginning, that you're going to get an email from your consultant, and she will then, follow up with you. So we're going to wrap it up here. The email will have all the product sets in it, just like I talked about. You might have also gotten a text to you, but if you've not gotten an email from your consultant lately, make sure she has a copy of your email. So just text her that to be sure it's all in place, because you're going to like the email. It's a complete follow-up of everything that we've just done. And that'll give you an opportunity to shop. And know that you can shop a la carte, or you can select between the 2 offers as well. And that's pretty much everything that I've got going for this evening. I look forward to doing a follow-up call with you. And I think that's it for right now. I just want to again say thank you to everybody that participated, and our special, wonderful guest who watched our event. And make sure that you watch out for your invite for the shop till you drop 500 cash drawing, which is going to be held actually on May 13th at 8:30. So that's coming up next month. That's all of the April entries. That's when they go in a drawing. And remember, your consultant's going to follow up with you. So please make sure that you take her call or private message with her so she knows how to best serve you. So I just again want to say thank you for participating in our event this evening. Make sure that your consultant, I hope that you and your consultant have a chance to just get all your questions answered. Our goal is to always give you world-class service, always, because we love serving you. And I want to thank you for being the very best customers in all of Mary Kay, our customers. Thank you so much again, and have a great rest of your evening.